I've told you before, dear friends, that I'm not one to get excited over things just to be excited. I've said this repeatedly. And I've told you that I understand the plight you're in. I understand your own sense of disappointment. So when I tell you, as I have been, that things are looking great, believe me when I say this. Sit back, dear friends. Thank you for joining us. If you're live, thank you. If you're watching this on the playback or whatever, fine, thank you as well. We ask you, as usual, to please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And let me also say, as we normally do, that we have our great, great sponsor, our friends at mypillow.com. Check out what they have to say and check out what they're doing. Promo code Lionel, you get a free gift. I know what you're saying. Aren't gifts free? Yeah, they are. I'm tautological. So what? Sue me. Doesn't matter. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. Look at the savings. Support them. They support us. The momentum is building up. Who is Devon Archer? These names. Who's Devon Archer? Don't worry if you say Devon Archer. Am I supposed to know who Devon Archer is? Who in the hell is Devon Archer? What's going on with Devon Archer? What is happening? Is this important? Well, let me tell you who Devon Archer is. Devon Archer is a business associate of Mr. Hunter Biden. He has been with Hunter Biden before. He has met with Joe Biden before. He has been to the White House when Joe Biden was vice president. When Joe Biden said repeatedly, I don't know what my son is doing. I don't talk to my son about business. I don't, which is so stupid. And let me just stop right there. If you're going to have an opponent, pray that your opponent is stupid. Pray that your opponent is stupid and does stupid things. Pray that when you're a police officer and you're dealing with people, pray that the suspect is stupid. Pray that the suspect doesn't invoke his right to remain silent. Pray that they're as stupid as Joe Biden, who has said for the longest time, I never talked to my son about anything with business. Then he says, and this was critical, Corinne Jean-Pierre brought this up. Then he said, well, I've never been in business with him. Do they think we are stupid? Yes. Yes. Now, Devon Archer can testify. Absolutely, positively. He can say repeatedly who he is. Devon Archer. Devon Archer was Hunter's longtime buddy and business associate. Is going to be testifying on, Capitol Hill tomorrow. And we'll be talking about some wonderful details regarding his foreign ventures that he worked with and the level of involvement that Biden was involved in. This is from a man right there. Don't forget Tony Bobolinsky. Remember, you've got this idiot who has said, let me say this again. I don't know anything about my son's business. We never talked about it. Whatever he does, I have no idea. I don't know who he's involved with, what he's doing. I'm busy being the vice president. This is what he has said repeatedly. So Devon Archer is set to appear before the House Oversight Committee. He is preparing to tell the congressmen and lawmakers that President Biden met with dozens of Hunter's business partners and associates while he was serving as vice president between 2009 and 2017. You got it? They believe he will be detailing meetings that he witnessed, specifically that both Biden's Hunter would have attended either in person, on the phone, texting, whatever. Devon Archer is going to be testifying that Hunter would specifically introduce his father to foreign business types or prospective investors. Here he is. This is my father. Dad, this is whoever. But Dad, you don't know what I'm doing, do you? No. You don't know that I'm introducing you to a business investor. This is what I'm doing. So you can't tell the country that you don't know what I'm doing when I'm telling you I was here and I got pictures that we're playing golf with business people. Now, Devon Archer has incredibly wonderful and fascinating information. Just a second. He has wonderful information. This is important. Here's the deal. His business information comes from years of working closely with Hunter, including they were on the board of Burisma. Remember that, beginning in 2014. He also co-founded Rosemont Seneca. Remember that? This was the investment firm along with John Kerry's stepson, Christopher Hines, and Devon Archer was serving as a managing director. Remember that one? They co-founded BHR Partners in 2013, which is a joint venture between Rosemont Seneca, and I think Hines since then took off, and this Chinese investment firm Bohai Capital. And this BHR Partners is a Beijing-backed private equity firm controlled by the Bank of China Limited. He's working with a hedge fund. China is a hedge fund. He is a hedge fund. It's the most incredible thing, and it's unbelievable. You can go through this. I can give you more names. We'll give you more information on this. Devon Archer was forced, I guess, to resign from BHR Partners after he came under federal investigation. In February of 2022, Devon Archer was sentenced to about a year and a day in federal prison for defrauding a Native American tribal entity and other investment clients of tens of millions of dollars in connection with the issuance of bonds by the tribal group. And later on, there was apparently a sale of the bonds through fraudulent and deceptive means, according to the DOJ. Now, Devon Archer visited Biden's, it is alleged, all this is allegations, but he is supposedly, he visited Biden's residence for, I think it was a holiday party, a reception in December of 2009. And he met with Biden in the West Wing of the White House. And the date is April the 16th, 2014, days after Devon Archer, and Hunter joined Burisma. He was also playing golf with Joe and Hunter in the Hamptons at least once during the administration. Joe Biden, while serving as vice president then, and Hunter, allegedly, you know the story, coerced Burisma, the CEO, Zlochevsky, to pay them millions of dollars to help get the Ukrainian prosecutor fired. Remember that one? According to the allegations in this unclassified, the FD 1023 form. And at the time, Biden was in charge of U.S.-Ukrainian policy. This is beautiful. For the Obama administration. So Biden has publicly boasted, you saw this, about his success in having the prosecutor, Victor Shokin, fired. Remember that? Now, Archer's testimony tomorrow before, again, this House Oversight Committee will continue its investigation into the issue of if the Bidens use their influence of then VP Joe Biden to elicit and entice, to cajole and wheedle foreign business deals. The committee also investigated the Biden family corrupt business practices and the like. Now, why this is important is as follows. The latest investigation, New York Post today, DOJ tries to jail key Hunter Biden witness Devon Archer on the eve of his congressional testimony. Quote, the Justice Department is pushing for Devon Archer to report to prison days ahead of the of his anticipated testimony. Manhattan federal prosecutors on Saturday filed a letter requesting that a judge set a date for Archer to start his 1-year sentence. Now, let me stop right there. First, do you have time for me to go through all the stupid things that they're doing? Do you have time? Do you have time? Let me see if I can do this for you. Let me see if I can explain this. Number one, why are you charging Devon Archer with anything? Some chicken shit, what, with bond for Native American? Let it go. He can bury you, you idiot. He can bury you. What are you doing? What are you doing? Let him go. You're not charging. You're doing this. You're not cutting him a deal. Let it go. Merrick Garland is in the back. That's number one. Number two, Biden, instead of saying, look, I'm not going to talk about my son's business ventures one way or another because it puts me in a weird position. I could very well be a witness. He has investigations. He could say a million things. But for him to say, I don't know anything about this. I don't know what he's doing. We never talk about it. He has contempt for you. He thinks you're stupid. You're stupid. You don't even warrant a decent half-assed explanation. And that idiot Jean-Pierre, they put her up there, and what is she doing? Well, she just said, okay. Now, I told you, the tide is turning. Wait till Comer and these ones have big posters, big pictures, big pictures of and quotes of Biden on various shows saying, I never talked about, I'm doing a Ronald Reagan imitation, but this is incredible. It's beyond anything anybody's ever seen before. And now you're starting to see Democrats, I forget his name, who comes forward and says, yep, this looks like hell. The official word is out from the overlords, from the individuals, from the people who run the show, from the people who from the shadow government are saying, go ahead, bury him. Go ahead. It's okay. You've got our blessing. In fact, extra points if you do. And then somebody said, if the Republicans have the same guts to advocate that President Trump should go to prison too. Yeah. If Trump broke the law, he should face the law. But he didn't. That's what we're saying. We're not saying, well, you're kind of overdoing it. No, he didn't break the law. Let me say this again. Let me be very clear. If Trump broke the law, what are you going to do? We're saying he didn't. The Manhattan story, that stupid Mar-a-Lago case, and this January 6th, whatever. What? And now getting the groundskeeper trying to put the squeeze on Pepino, and oh, come on. Do you see what's happening? Tell me you see what's happening. Tell me, dear friends, tell me you recognize this. It's over. And don't forget Tony Bobolinsky. I was looking at this. This was CBS News. This is from June 29th. A former business partner of Hunter and James Biden, who worked directly with them on the 2017 China energy deal, was never asked to testify to a Delaware grand jury investigating Hunter Biden. This is according to two sources. Tony Bobolinsky, the former business partner, and this is from CBS. This isn't Fox. This is CBS. was open to testifying, and his attorney reached out to the office of Delaware U.S. Attorney David Weiss. Weiss did not return their calls. Weiss's decision not to bring Bobulinski is the latest indication that prosecutors investigating Hunter Biden may have avoided investigating allegations about his father. Gee, do you think? In 2020, Bobulinski was invited by the Trump campaign to attend a presidential debate after he released business record, blah, blah, blah. You saw he went on with Tucker, and that's it. This is enormous. And what's happening right now, is that the Democrats are saying, we've had it. Get rid of him. You've got Gavin Newsom. He's standing by. By the way, a friend of mine calls him that. He's standing by, ready to move in. You've got Bobby Kennedy. Bobby Kennedy is on every show there is. He's everywhere. I'm going to talk about Bobby Kennedy in a moment. Are you happy? Does this excite you? Do you feel that maybe there will be some form of justice, some form of parity meted out? Do you see this? Do you feel it? I do. You should be thrilled. And the Democrats are going to go for the throat. And not only is this part important, but you also bring out, where was Merrick Garland? Where was Wray? Where was the FBI? Where was the DOJ? Where was Weiss? They're all in on the fix, and they're stupid to go after Devon Archer. They didn't even cut him a deal, the person who can bury you. Because like I said, they're so sloppy, they don't care. Well, I said whatever. I don't know. I'm Joe Biden. Yeah, I got papers next to my Corvette. So what do you do? Quit busting my chops about this. I'm Joe Biden. I can do whatever the hell I want. Who are you? I'm Joe Biden. I can do what I want. I can say what I want. I can do what I want. You can't. Do you see what's happening here? This is the most glorious days in the world. This is wonderful. Rejoice. Quinn says he's screaming, or she, for vengeance. Billy Oliveri wants blood. Do you see this? This is the greatest thing ever. This is wonderful. Wonderful. This is wondrous, dear heavenly. It's perfect. And again, one of the reasons why this is so terrific and one of the reasons why it's so great is because Joe Biden is so stupid. Stupid. If they told Devon Archer, listen, we're going to get your ass out of this crack, we're going to get your butt out of this sling, whatever the particular phrase is, you're not going to say anything. He said, okay, I'm good. I never talked to him. At least hold it over his head. At least tell him, listen, we're not going to, bring up this Indian tribal, whatever it is, but we're going to protect you. But you got to do right by us. Do you understand that? Yes. Go for the throat. Show them no mercy. What is going on here? Let me ask you this question. And this is a very important thing. And this is the first question that I would love to ask Bobby Kennedy Jr. Okay. Do you have the sadistic sense of viciousness that your father had? Bobby Kennedy was vicious. He knew no end to his anger, to his contempt for everybody, from Carlos Marcello in particular, who he deported him in the middle of the night to what, Guatemala or something. What? The guy who probably was instrumental more than anyone else, Carlos Marcello, out of New Orleans. This is Robert Kennedy Sr. Not extradited him, deported him in the middle of the night. I think it was like barefoot in the middle of, and he got back. And don't forget, these people were ultimately responsible in the assassination of John Kennedy. Ultimately, he didn't care. Jimmy Hoffa, oh my God. Does Bobby Kennedy have this ruthlessness? Does Bobby Kennedy have this? I don't know. I don't know. Let me tell you a story. And I've told you this before, but I'm going to tell you again. You have to understand the lay of the land, or as this one radio guy said, the lay of the lamb. I'll never forget that. It was in Israel at their State Department, whatever the name of it is, whatever the version of it is. And I was extolling my particular opinions regarding 9/11, and I didn't see why we were in Iraq and what was a big deal. I think Bush was overdoing it. And he says, okay. He says, well, let me tell you the way they think here. He says, Israelis and Arabs, it's the same people. They go back and forth. They have the same, the same language, shalom, salam. I mean, they're the same mentality. And there's an expression that is an Arab, or I forget what it is, but an Arab. Anyway, somebody will burn their blanket to kill the fleas. He says, do you know what we said here? Do you know what we said? Do you know what we said when we found out you were going to Iraq? We said, now that's the United States. We know. They respect it. There may come a time when Bobby Kennedy's got to really lower the boom. Does he have it in him? I'm anti-war too, but let me tell you something. If it benefits us, if you can explain to me how it's going to be critical to bomb the living stuff out of a country or group of people, I'll do it if it benefits us. I mean, this situation has got to be pretty clear. The point I'm saying is, I'm not going to let my purported I'm not a pacifist. So does Bobby Kennedy have to do this? I would go. Do the Republicans know what to do? Does Sean Hannity and those clowns tossing the football understand what has to be done? Do they understand what has to be done here? Do they understand that this is a different world, that this is about corruption and money? This is not about ideology. You see, we never thought George W. Bush was a crook. We didn't like his politics. We didn't understand why we're going to Iraq. Why are we going to Afghanistan? It was about politics. Nobody thought Cheney was a crook. Oh, people talked about Halliburton, but that was... Nobody thought Rumsfeld was pocketing money. Nobody thought Obama was, or Clinton. Hillary maybe, but not Bill. Even Nixon, supposedly the most corrupt person. Warren Harding is the only person I can think of who was that craven, that venal, that corrupt. This man was doing this while in the White House with his drug-addled, drunk, meth-addicted, whore-chasing, purulent, sebaceous son. Do you understand? This has no comparison. There is nobody who does it. Everything else, it was, you can argue about whether Obama was right about this or whether. That's politics, baby. That's one thing. That's par for the course. This is money. This is money. This is nothing but somebody doing this to line their pockets. And the thing he's giving you is a big F you. I'm Joe Biden. I do whatever I want. I've been here for 50 years. We did it then and we're doing it now. And that's why we need a brand new form of politics. We need somebody to, and by the way, you want to talk corrupt? The California Mafia, the Newsom, D'Alessandro, Pelosi, and Brown contingent. Dear God, they make the Lucchese's and the Gambinos look like the Junior League. We need to stand up. We need to get new people here to say we're fine. And that's why I'm saying it again. Every time I get my dream candidacy, and I've thought about this, people think I'm nuts. I swear to God, Bobby Kennedy and Tucker Carlson. Two speakers, Bobby Kennedy, despite his voice and the spasmodic dysphonia and everything, there is something that he has that appeals to people. And Tucker goes in for the kill, just goes in for the kill. That's what we need today. This left-right stuff is over. This conservative stuff is over. Somebody was saying today, yeah, you got to watch this. Larry Kudlow's a nice guy. But he, Art Laffer? What are you kidding me? What are you in the 80s? Hey, Larry, the 80s called. They want their show back. I mean, what do you have? Ed Meese? This is a brand new world. We're being handed this. If there is a God, God is on our side. God is saying, here, you've suffered enough. Here it is. Here. Trump's got to go and grind this. Trump's got to get all those Trump people, all of the people who go to his rallies, all of the people who were there lining up, all this proud to be an American, all this MAGA stuff. Get off your ass and start driving people crazy with phone calls and emails and marching and said, we want justice. Impeach him now. Impeach him now. Impeach, 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 impeach. Nobody knows what the hell that means. We really want conviction, but they're not. Who cares? People think impeachment means to throw him out. They don't care. They did it twice to Trump. Twice. We don't have a hair on our arse if we don't grind our heels. Grind them. I mean, no mercy. Go for this. This is it. You've got him. And when people see this over and over, I never knew anything about my son's business. Here I am. Here's Devon Archer. Here I am. And then they try to throw me in jail before I showed up. They tried to pull a Bobby Kennedy with Carlos Marcello and throw him in Guatemala. I mean, this is incredible. This is just unbelievable. My God. Trying to get the deported. Yeah, listen to this. On April the 4th, 1961, the U.S. Justice Department, under the direction of Bobby Kennedy, apprehended Carlos Marcello as he made what he assumed was a routine visit to the immigration offices in New Orleans, then deported him to Guatemala. 2 months he was back in New Orleans. You do understand you do understand these are the people who whacked Kennedy, right? You do understand that the folks who were involved in it were a cabal of intel, organized crime. They were all one and the same. It wasn't this or that. It was one group. These folks have been around since the day of the OSS. They've been around what the mob did. Vito Genovese was a patriot. Vito Genovese basically laid out the Sicily campaign. Why? Because he wanted to get Cesare Mori, and who was the Torquemada of Sicily. But he put in Vizzini and Cascioferro and all these other guys, these Mustache Pete's, and they've been around forever. Johnny Barbarossa, Johnny Roselli, and they worked. They were all together in this. My God, don't you remember when they had remember, hang on, let me give you the exact dates. You remember this was Gregory Scarpa. It was supposed ex-Klansman convicted. Greg Scarpa, the Grim Reaper, the story was that when the FBI needed information to find out the 1964 slayings of civil rights, they took Scarpa and they sent him down there, and he basically, I don't know what he did, but they got the answer. That's the story. The mob was like this with the FBI. Today, the mob is the FBI, the vice versa. And this is, listen, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. This is the way it goes. I got it. This is incredible right now. So they're looking at us and say, okay, let's see what these guys, let's see if they've got it. Listen to me right now. Listen like you've never listened before. If they don't go for the throat, if they don't cut his culione off right there, if they don't do an orchiectomy with a spork right now, then you know the fix is in. Then you know that these guys are as dirty as anybody else. All right? I'm telling you right now. They're handing it. God is saying, here you go. Here you go. Run the video of Joe's. I've never talked to my son. I love my son. Good. Stop right there. Devon Archer. Oh, no, I met him. Here's the picture. Here we are talking business. Then we have the WhatsApp. Here's the guy. Here's the Burisma guy. Here's a, yeah, he told me, he says, I'm sitting here with my father. And you need somebody to say, Mr. President, no, not Karine Jean-Pierre. Go home, go home, go home. We're not going to have your, do you ever see the way she does this shrug? Her trapezius must be like Dorian Yates from doing like this over there. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to do. You better have somebody who sits there and says, answer the question. No, Mr. President. No. That's not the question. No. Answer the question. Do I love my son? Stop saying you love your son. Stop it. You did this. You said you didn't know anything. You said it right here. You said, quote, I've never discussed it with my son, which is absurd. But again, bring a Dingleberry in there. Come on. Come here, Hunter. Come on in. What are you going to do? Plead the fifth? See, it's all over with. The whole thing is done. It's finished. That's why the plea fell apart the other day. I'm telling you. They could have let that go through. I'm not saying the judge is in on it. I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying was they said, that's it. And did you see Hunter was like, what's going on? And they'll probably never get to the story about Latham, whatever, how they at the last minute changed the what the hell do you call it? Remember they changed the document. Anyway, we still haven't figured out who stole the Dobbs memo. Come on, man. Sammy Alito, come on, please. Come on. There's only a few people. You only got so many suspects. Stop it. Did you make a deal with somebody? Did you make a deal? You know who took the, you even said it. You know who took the memorandum. You know the clerks and this one. You know who did it. Come on, stop it. Why don't you follow up? We want a little justice here. And by the way, one more thing. Somewhere there's an overlord. Somehow there's a guy somewhere. Somewhere there's a big money, big shadow government, big shot globalist who doesn't care one way or the other, but is looking at the United States and saying, who's running the show here? What are you doing? What the hell are you doing? What are you doing? This doesn't make any sense to us. Would you please tell us what you're doing? Who is this Jack Smith? Who is this creepy guy? What's going on here? You're loading the chart. You're making him out to be a hero. Stop it. You're making people who are now coming out of the woodwork saying with Trump, okay, that's enough. Please rejoice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, please be happy. This is great. Tomorrow's going to be a Devon Archer, and they were so stupid they were going to arrest him, have him report to prison the day before. They don't care. They don't care how it looks, what you feel. Oh, it's beautiful. Dear God, thank you. I believe. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, my God. So let's see. So tomorrow, my dear friends, I hope this explains it to you. I hope you listen carefully to what's going on. I want you not to lose the faith. I don't want you not to lose. Do not lose your faith. Do not lose your faith. This is a good one. We are doing splendidly. Now, there's so much stuff going on right now. Oh my God, between this and so much stuff. So much stuff. And it's time. And you've been so tired. And you've been waiting for the longest time. You've been waiting so long. By the way, tomorrow, I want to make sure you do me a favor. Sign up for my newsletter. It's a beaut. One coming out tomorrow. Actually, on Friday that comes out. Just things for you to know. Just some wonderful little observations. Just observations. And what I did was I've got a private channel. The private channel where you can talk about other stuff. Because you still, believe it or not, I got news for you. Anybody who thinks that it's free to talk about stuff on social media. No. The rules are still in apply. That's how you get a hold of me from that way. In any event, have a great and a glorious day. Thank you so much. How about a big round of applause for you? You have been great. You're the reason God made Oklahoma. We'll see you tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel at 9 a.m. Excuse me, 8. What am I saying? 8 a.m. 8 a.m. tomorrow. Enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy. Keep an eye on this. Focus. Don't lose faith. We're going to win this thing. We're going to win this thing. All right? Feel better? Good. All right. We love you. Have a great and glorious day. See you tomorrow. And don't forget these words, this valedictory, this ADOs. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.